is ridiculous, Steve.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I didn't think I was going skating with a Russian hooker, but...
When it comes to Australia's sporting icons, a few names spring to mind. But none holds a place in the hearts of the nation quite like Stephen Bradbury. When a pile-up in the men's 1,000-metre skating final left his competition legless, Bradbury skated into an historic Olympic win and an absolute media frenzy.
Stevie Bradbury, what a legend.
Australians don't even ice skate, you genius.
But how does it feel to have one fluky moment overshadow 14 years of training, 4 Olympics and 2 life-threatening injuries?
3/4 of my blood was spilled on the ice in 60 seconds.
We visited the last man standing to find out. So this is the famous suit.
Yeah, it was fun at high school when your mates realise you're wearing a full-length Lycra bodysuit for your sport. I didn't cop any crap back then.
With all the Olympics that you've been to and all the training that you did before you won, is it annoying that everyone just sort of like thinks of that moment?
Yeah, I kind of broke my neck. I had to skate through my leg. I trained 5 hours a day, 6 days a week for 14 years to become an overnight success. Yeah, a little bit of background gone in there. You know, there's always some negative Nancy's out there that occasionally someone comes up to me and says, geez, you're lucky, mate. But usually they're the kind of people that are sitting at home on their lounge, not doing too much.
So what was your first Olympics?
Our first Olympics was Albertville in France, 18 at that point, and I was a world level skater but fell apart in my first Olympics, got distracted by the free McDonald's and free video games and just the enormity of the Olympic Games. We're delving way into old school here, aren't we? Yeah, this is one of the skates that I won the gold on. I've put on a few kegs since then, and my feet don't really fit into these ones anymore.
So how old were you at the 2002 Olympics?
I was 28 years of age at that point. In the first 3 Olympics that I'd competed at, I hadn't skated my best, and to retire knowing that, I didn't want to have to live with for the rest of my life. So going to Salt Lake City, the goals were different. I was there to skate my best when the whole world was finally decided to have a look at a speed skater from Brisbane.
Bring this on!
So this is the medal?
Yeah, have you seen Olympic gold before?
Absolutely not.
People are usually surprised by the weight of it.
Yeah.
About 1.5 kilos, and there was one lady in an event once where I thought the medal was lost, and she had really huge tits and she was drunk and she put it down her cleavage and forgot that it was there.
Oh,
It's got an extra 1.5 kilos.
She didn't even feel it.
She'd had a few, I think.
As soon as you came off and you went into the media conference, that was sort of when everything started getting crazy, right?
Yeah, it got crazy pretty quick. I went from completely unrecognisable speed skater from Brisbane to possibly the most recognisable person in the country overnight.
What was it like? Could you go down to the local pub and have a drink without being accosted by people?
The first 6 months, no, it was too intense. You know, I'd be standing there in the queue signing autographs while I was trying to buy my groceries.
Do you think it had a toll on you?
I definitely drank too much for a while as well, and you know, I was entitled to let my hair down a bit after training my guts out for 14 years. It was party time. But fortunately for me, that was pretty short-lived. But geez, it was intense. It was a lot of fun too. But yeah, I'm glad that the intensity level's not that high anymore.
Looks like I'm bringing up the rear again. But hey, sometimes strategy and patience win out.
So you sort of became synonymous with fluking it. How did that feel?
Yeah, well, we've got a saying named after me now, doing a Bradbury, which I'm incredibly proud of. The younger generations these days, they don't know where it came from or who it came from, but they still seem to get the context right.
Have you seen the memes?
Oh my God, in the lead up to the last election, 1 minute it was Malcolm Turnbull, then it was Bill Shorten, and at the last minute they all stacked it and Scott Morrison came in as the Prime Minister. But yeah, it's used in so many areas in life these days, and honestly, it's awesome to be remembered.
So you'd rather be remembered, even if it's for that moment, than to not be remembered at all?
Yeah, well, that moment was something that touched a lot of people in Australia. I don't think too many people can think that they're going to be the next Michael Phelps or Kelly Slater, but can they attest to do a Bradbury? Maybe.
And in a way, you've turned your story into a career.
Can you tell me about your motivational speaking?
Yeah, so I've spoken at about 1,350 conferences and events in 21 countries these days, and I kind of like the adrenaline that goes along with getting on stage and having to perform at that moment. It's not Olympic-sized adrenaline like I used to get racing against the best people in the world and see where you finish, but it's more adrenaline than I get in most other places in my life, so I'm attracted to that. So Lou, how long since you've been on skates?
I reckon I was 8. Every Saturday, Mum would take me down here. I just came for the hot chips. What are your plans for the future?
There's some pretty big projects in Steve Bradbury world coming up. The movie's script has been written. The guy who wrote the script, his name's Stuart Beattie, so he did Pirates of the Caribbean, Collateral, Ned Kelly, Australia. The list just goes on.
Will you be on set at all?
100%. Yeah, they want me involved as much as I want to be involved, and I want to be involved every step of the way.
Do you think that's going to, going through and seeing it on screen, will dredge up any like emotions for you?
Well, firstly, it'd be pretty damn cool to have your story put onto the big screen. Yeah, that's funny. I think back to just before I went away to Salt Lake City, I got accepted into the fire brigade. That was what I always wanted to do. And so, in a way, the fame and the gold medal has pushed that to the side, and there's a little bit of regret in me that says, geez, am I ever going to actually get around to becoming a firefighter, what I kind of knew that I always wanted to do? And unfortunately, the answer to that question is most likely no.
If you were to have the 2002 race again and you could redo it, would you change anything?
I would rather have won that event 8 years earlier when I was the best in the world. So if I could have go out there and beat the world because on my best day I had the ability to do that, that's what I'd change.
But maybe then we wouldn't be here.
That'd be highly unlikely, wouldn't it?